Well guys, in what's a throwback to last year, we've got unelected taxpayer-funded bureaucrats running to the BBC pushing for policies that affect the lives of millions. All so they can avoid doing the job the country pays the NHS over £100 billion a year to do. This time it's the NHS Confederation chief who thinks we should be hiding at home once again like we did last year. Because as predicted last year when lockdowns became a thing, the NHS has got an avalanche of people waiting for treatments, and as predicted last year, the idiots are now asking for more lockdowns to catch up and not be snowed under. What is it they say about doing the same thing over and over again while expecting different results? Now obviously, it's worth pointing out the NHS says this literally every single year, and has done for as long as I can remember. From October onwards, saving the NHS from doing its job was daily news 10 years ago like it is now. The only difference now is it's a religion promoted by the mainstream media on a daily basis. Never do they point out the failure to build capacity this year or any of the other million things that's wrong with it and have been for a long time at this point. Instead, it's just more restrictions and more of the same shit that caused the problems they're now using as an excuse to moan about no lockdowns being in place. At this point, I actually sit here wondering who's paying for this idiot to spout this crap, but you know what, enough of me talking, let's actually see what he's got to say. The Telegraph's article headlines, Plan B of mask wearing and ban on indoor gatherings must be enforced immediately, warns NHS leader. Now this Telegraph article here as it stands currently has 1,781 comments absolutely roasting this tosspot for the bullshit he's coming out with here. This obviously fills my heart with nice warm feelings, but the fact that he's getting any media attention shows where this is likely going to head. It says mask wearing, working from home and a ban on indoor gatherings must return, an NHS leader has warned. Matthew Taylor, Chief Executive of the NHS Confederation, has warned ministers must immediately enforce Plan B coronavirus restrictions or risk stumbling into a winter crisis. So what he's essentially saying is the government better start locking down, and as you will see, he actually thinks they should make a Plan C, which is literally a lockdown, let's be honest. But I do feel I have to point out that at this point I really don't think the country's going to go along with the bullshit they're coming out with here. Another lockdown I can't see getting anywhere. Of course, I could be wrong. The British public have been a lot more cowardly than I actually thought they would be, so I guess you can't really predict anything these days. It goes on, talking to BBC's Radio 4 Today programme, Mr Taylor said action was needed, including mask wearing in crowded places. I think avoiding unnecessary indoor gatherings, and I think working from home if you can. I say I don't underestimate that these are inconveniences, but we have to make a choice if we can see what is almost inevitable down the line. Yeah, can't you see the same thing happening as did last year if you go back down that route? Talk about being thick as pig shit or what? Though to me it really sounds like he's just got an agenda and wants a lockdown like many other people have been pushing for. This is just yet more softening up that we are seeing. But him saying they're inconveniences is obviously just a complete load of bollocks because it's a lot more than that. It destroys people's life, which is more than a fucking inconvenience, I would say. He goes on, he wants ministers to come up with a Plan C of even tougher restrictions if those measures are insufficient to address pressure on the health service. So in other words, he wants Plan C and that's what he'll want implemented. You know, Sage and all the rest of the tosspots will be pushing for it. But there essentially is all you really need to hear about this absolute batshit crazy bullshit we've got, like I said, coming from an unelected bureaucrat. Someone who didn't get voted in and doesn't have a right to be coming out with this crap. You get paid to look after the country, it's not there to look after you. Do your fucking job that people pay you for and stop jumping on the BBC to piss and whine about this. In fact, people really should be taking the BBC to task for the bullshit that they're pushing here. Why do they always get these tosspots on like I've said? At the end of the day, if it's not this idiot here, it's gonna be some tosspot like fucking Neil Ferguson or someone like that. People at the end of the day who have got a history of getting literally everything wrong and continuing to do so, yet the media seem to love them. I wonder why that is. Oh no, I don't. It's probably something to do with the people that are paying their bills.